Guess who's back? Back again. Deaja's back. Tell a friend, guess who's back? Guess who's back? Guess who's back? I had to do an encore. I had to come back on here tonight because I was already fired up or whatever the case may be. If you did not catch tonight's episode of Deaths of Asia, the regular show. I had a conversation tonight with Montoya Smith, aka Black Socrates of the Mental Dialogue, and we were talking about whether or not men and women can actually genuinely be friends without there actually being any sexual tension. So if you didn't check out that video tonight and you missed it, you can go back and watch it. Make sure you share it with a friend. If you're on this feed right now, if you're watching from YouTube, make sure that you like this video, subscribe to the channel, and also turn on your notification bell. That way you don't miss live pop-ups and impromptu shows like this. If you're watching from Facebook on Deaths of Asia, make sure that you have liked the page and you're following the page. This is the segment of the "You Can't Whoop Me" segment of Deaths of Asia, where I get into like the trending topics and what's going on in the media. Something that I want to touch on really quick before I get into this discussion. One of my videos that I previously posted was whether or not transgender or trans women are replacing cisgender women. And I really feel like a lot of people who drop down in the comments with all this kind of negative stuff to say or whatever, they didn't watch the full video. If you watch the full video, then you will understand my stance on that particular topic. But all the stupid dumb shit that y'all saying down in the comments or whatever, they roll down my back like water on a duck back. I don't give no fucks about it, because guess what? Bitch, you can't whoop me. Okay. So keep it cute. Keep it cute. We gonna keep it real cute or whatever. But anyway, I wanted to have this conversation about the baby because y'all know that he went ham on the Rolling Loud show or concert, whatever you want to call it, the event. He went ham down to the Rolling Loud and he offended a whole lot of people. And since then, he has been quote unquote canceled. Um, we like to believe that the cancel culture is not true, but I guess this is a tap on the wrist to let him know that these people ain't playing. And a lot of people wanted to make it seem like it was just a LGBTQ community thing where just the LGBTQ community was outraged, but the baby did a whole lot of things that were completely unnecessary during their performance, and it left a lot of people wondering like why you do this, like why did you say this. He did a lot of gaslighting when it came to Meg the Stallion. He offended different demographics of people, and the people that's watching from home was trying to understand what ignited this, where did it come from. I still didn't understand from all of the different clips that I watched. Of course I wasn't there, but from all of the different clips that I watched, I don't know what made him go there, because I remember when the performance was going on and I was on Twitter and everything, people was live tweeting and they were going up for the performance and making it like he had the best performance ever. And really, because my phone kept going off with different notifications and things like that, that what made me tap in. So when I saw that, I was like, what happened? I actually thought I missed something, for real. I really thought I had missed something. So after that, or whatever, people went up in arms about what the baby did. And a lot of people who are members of the LGBTQ community spoke out against what the baby did. Then you had people like T.I. and your little boosies, those are the regular people who gonna speak out when ain't nobody asked them nothing. So they came out, they had a lot to say. The baby turns around and he started actually talking real bold and was like, I said what I said type of energy. That's the kind of energy that he gave initially. And he had a a few more little videos or whatever that he posted on Instagram, there was this whole I said what I said type of energy. And then you had these people that came out that was backing the baby. And I don't even think they even liked the baby, but they was backing the baby because I guess they have a common enemy now. And so they was like, yeah, it talking about freedom of speech and everything, and he should have the freedom to say what he want to say, talking about straight pride and all that kind of stuff that absolutely makes no sense. Yes, you have the freedom. You could get up and you could say whatever it is that you want to say. That doesn't mean that there's not going to be consequences that comes with what you say. You can't just go out and just spew a whole lot of ignorance and act like people are not going to get offended by it. And it's been a lot of conversation on social media talking about how sensitive people are these days. And this is one of the main reasons why I wanted to go ahead and go live while it was on my spirit. You know what I'm saying? It's a lot of people that be out here talking about how sensitive people are nowadays and how you can't say anything about the LGBT community no more. The media, the government, politicians, all them behind it. If you say something about the LGBT community, bitch, you gonna get canceled. This, that, and the third, or whatever the case may be. Let me tell y'all something. There was a point in time, yes, back in the day when you had comedians and stuff like your Richard Pryors and your Reg Foxes and things like that. There was a point in time where you can say things like that. It wasn't that it was right that they were saying things like that. You could say things like that because people were hidden. People were not out in the open. It didn't mean that they did not exist, but they were so ostracized to where they didn't come out. You didn't see so many different displays of sexuality or whatever the case may be that alter from what we consider to be the norm, for the simple fact of people were, chastised, ostracized, marginalized, and all this kind of stuff behind it, beat up, hurt, and killed, a lot of times for just being who they are. Um, so no, you didn't see outrages back in the day. The reason why you didn't see people in an uproar back in the day is because they didn't want nobody to know they were gay in the first place. So of course they didn't make a whole lot of noise. Now people are they living out loud. They are proud. They're being who they are, or whatever the case may be. They could give a fuck less about what you think, bitch. They say you can't whoop me. You hear me? They don't give a damn. So they living loud, like they're proud, and so now they're in a position to where they're not ashamed of who they are. And if you do something to violate them or whatever, now they're sticking up for themselves. That's the difference. It has nothing to do with like this is some newfound sensitivity and the world has become so fragile or whatever the case may be. It's because now is these people have been empowered to a way to where they don't have to be ashamed of themselves, and they could come out and they could say, hey, I don't like what you're doing to me, and I'm not scared that you know that this is who I am. Back then, they were closeted. Back then, people were able to get away with their bullshit because the people who were experiencing it, they were afraid to say something and stand up for themselves. So that's what you guys are seeing today. You know, um, you have people who are constantly saying things about these children. They're constantly talking about, oh, they're pushing this agenda, they're pushing that agenda, or whatever the case may be. And it's so unfortunate that you have people who are really siding with people like your little Boosies, who I don't know why someone like Lil Boosie would be the spokesperson for morals or anything like that. Like everything Lil Boosie stand for is something negative. There is nothing when you mention Lil Boosie's name, there is nothing positive that come about his name. He was the same guy that had a woman to come and basically molest his child and his nephew, somebody else's kids as well, to proclaim some kind of a manhood. That was his passage to manhood for these kids, for them to get molested basically by an older woman, and he paid for that. And he has enough nerve to make it seem like someone who is living in their truth and expressing themselves or whatever is so damaging to society. The same man that has been in prison for putting hits out on people, the same man that degrades women, that get his Instagram taken away every time you look up because he's on here talking about showing your titties or whatever. The same man that had women showing their privates and everything or whatever in line like he gonna get them some money and didn't even pay them. Like, Lil Boosie is not in no position to say anything about anybody, right? But you have people that ride with him, not because they care anything about the baby, it's just because they find a common enemy, and so they um they ride with each other in order to go against people who are not even bothering them in the first place. So after it's all said and done, I really feel like the simple fact that all of these irrelevant, really, all these irrelevant celebrities, the baby, he is like mainstream right now. He's a big deal right now, you have people like Boosie and T.I., whatever. They're pretty much irrelevant at this point, but they are celebrities, so people are going to listen to them, and they can add fuel to a fire. I would say that much. So you have these people coming out with all this bold energy, having something to say, and they making the situation worse. Actually, you have the baby that comes out, and he got all this bold ass energy at first. So he's making the situation worse. See, all this stuff where he was getting canceled from all of these different shows or whatever the case may be, that wasn't happening at first. He had time to fix the shit. But no, he wanted to get on IG and say, I said what I said, basically. So shit, you said what you said, the people did what they did. And so following that, he lost a lot of his deals that he had on the table for these different concert venues or whatever, and he issued an apology. I'm gonna tell you something that I did not like that transpired about him issuing the apology. I did not like the conversation around him issuing the apology because a lot of people, um, a lot of cisgender heterosexual men, a lot of them were saying things like, oh, he bowed down, he ain't stand for nothing, he folded and all this old kind of stuff. Let me tell you something, all that foolishness that he was saying out his mouth, he wasn't making a stance. It came out of nowhere. I still don't know what it was for. It's not like he had a certain position and somebody asked him a question or whatever, like in a Nelly case where the trans woman tried to kiss him and he said no and he stood up for himself, that type of thing. It wasn't nothing like that. You're just being mean and you are just spewing all this ignorance or whatever the case may be. And so these people are like, oh, he shouldn't have gave an apology. Yes, the fuck he should have given an apology because he gave an apology before, but it was a half-assed apology. And this apology, the publicist wrote it for him. Clearly, the publicist wrote it for him or whatever the case may be. But these people are sitting up here talking about, well, he shouldn't have apologized. And he didn't stand on his square. What square? He didn't have a real stance to begin with. Nobody know where this came from except for just pure ignorance. That's all it came from, just pure ignorance. There's no other explanation for it. And therefore he should have apologized. Because we want to give people the opportunity to right their wrongs. I don't want anybody to leave this conversation feeling like heterosexual people, whether it be heterosexual men or heterosexual women, to feel like they don't have a voice or whatever the case may be. You do have a voice, but you have been the default. You have been what is considered the norm in society. You're not a marginalized group of people, right? So you having a problem with somebody else, like deciding that they're going to stand up for themselves and they feel like I should be able to exist in this world peacefully just as well as you do, you have a problem. They don't have a problem. You have a problem because nobody is bothering you. These people are not out here bothering you. They're not out here mentioning you. They're not out here thinking about you. A lot of times, to be honest with you, the reason why a lot of these gay people have to be into entertainment is because they have been ostracized and exiled and excommunicated from families or whatever, laughed at on jobs and been made to feel uncomfortable, been made to be discriminated against. So they had to, think outside the box and develop new skills and develop certain talents and get into something that doesn't require the typical 9 to 5 and get into entertainment and things like that in order for them to be able to survive out here because you made it hard for them. So yeah, you do see more of them out in entertainment now because you made a mockery of them so long. So the only thing that you felt like they was good at is entertainment. And now since they have taken the bull by the horns and they made it their own and they're successful in it, now you got a problem with it, but you pushed them over there. You didn't want them to work alongside of you or whatever the case may be. So now they're doing this day in entertainment. Now you want to sit here and say it's some type of agenda. Who got the agenda? You or them? Because what's the problem with somebody, what's the problem with somebody living their truth? What's the problem with somebody being who they are? It's nothing wrong with it. People want to say, oh, every time I turn on the TV, I see some gay shit. Well, quit turning on your goddamn TV because every time the gay people, when they was little kids or young adults or whatever, and even here now, every time they've been turning on the TV since the beginning of the time, they had to see some old straight shit. Ain't nobody complaining about that, and they knew they was gay the whole time, but they had to sit here and see all of these different heterosexual displays of affection, and they ain't have no problem with that and say nothing was wrong with that. They ain't trying to take nothing from you just for them to be able to exist. And that's the reason why I be so adamant about this, and I'll be trying not to even go there, but that really is the reason why I kind of like compare the two plights with what we experience as Black people in America and throughout the diaspora with these goddamn white people, because y'all do the same shit. The same shit. Like, ain't nobody, just because I'm proud of myself don't mean that I hate you. Just because I want to have certain rights and certain privileges don't mean that I'm trying to take anything away from you. And why are you threatening when you're the goddamn default? You know what I'm saying? I don't get it. But anyway, I don't want to go into too far into that because I ain't trying to be on here real long or whatever. But I want to get into the baby's apology, and y'all drop down in the comments to let me know whether or not we're buying this or not. My notifications are going off, honey. My notifications are going off so much from that damn. While I'm looking up the baby video, that video that I had about the are trans women replacing cisgender women or whatever. Y'all so goddamn stupid. Y'all see a title and y'all don't even look at the whole video or anything like that, and y'all start giving opinions or whatever the case may be. But I'm here for it though. But all at the same time, I feel like a lot of these conversations that we are having, they need to be had. And everybody is not going to be politically correct. Everybody is not going to know everything. Like even with me, I don't know every single thing about the different alphabets of the LGBTQ. You know what I'm saying? I don't really know anything about what it is to be a transgender person. You know what I'm saying? Like that's something totally different than sexuality. That has absolutely nothing to do with like sexuality. That's an identity thing. And yeah, that shit is confusing to me. I'm gonna say that over and over again. Yeah, it's confusing to me because guess what? I live I live the life that I feel like was subscribed to me as a child, the gender that was subscribed to me as a child or whatever. I don't walk around feeling like I'm out my body. I don't walk around feel like I was born wrong or no shit like that. I don't understand that. You know what I'm saying? That doesn't mean that I don't have some type of empathy, that doesn't mean that I'm not willing to listen or whatever the case may be. I just don't necessarily get it, for so forth. And and maybe when I was talking about, where trans women and cisgender women, we kind of occupy the same space or whatever, which I was not understanding. I'm looking at it as, okay, shit, if you say that you feel like a goddamn woman, and I'm saying I'm a woman, and you say you feel like a woman, then bitch, we need to get in line with each other. That's what I was saying. Like, we need to get in line with each other. It don't need to be like, you can't say that you, in my mind, I feel like you can't say that you a woman and I'm a woman, and then you turn around and do shit to me or say some shit to me like a gay boy would say. Like, I'm not getting it, because now it make me feel like you just a gay nigga in a motherfucking wig with some titties on, and you know what I'm saying? Like, what the fuck? That's how I'm gonna start feeling, because it's like, okay, you lean on this gay boy shit when you want to, but then you lean on this I'm a woman when I want to too. I don't have that choice. So that's my thing. I'm trying to figure out what the hell going on, bitches. If we sisters, we sisters. If you a girl, be a girl. Like, don't be a girl and then and don't say you a woman and then you sit here when a woman tell you that she got a problem with something, and then you try to make us understand some gay boy shit. I don't want to hear about I understand the terminology. I understand the language and all of that or whatever the case may be. But you can't come to me and and say you're a woman, and but then you want me to understand all of the derogatory things that we might feel as cisgender women or whatever the case may be. You're not talking to me as my sister. You want me to understand some gay boy shit. I understand gay boys, you know what I'm saying? But I'm not understanding someone who's telling me you're a woman as well, and then you want to turn around and you want to use this gay boy shit again. I'm not with that. Well, anyway, that's for a later conversation. We could delve all into that or whatever, and we could have larger conversations about it. Somebody can awaken me. I hope people can pick up what I'm putting down and understand what it is that I'm saying. I don't have no problem with them people. It's certain ones that I absolutely love to death or whatever. My thing is, I'm looking for unity. Like, what's the issue? Why make it, if this is how you feel and this is how you feel, this is what you feel that you are, don't make a distinction. Like, I'm looking at you like, shit, you should, because you feel like this and this is what you identify. I'm looking at you too like, shit, you should understand what I'm saying then. And I think that's where the disconnect is, because it's like we are both like, okay, well, you say that you're the same thing that I am, it's just you're a little different. Then you should still understand like some of the plight that comes with it, because yours is a whole lot way more harder than mine, to be perfectly honest, when all things are considered. That's my whole thing. But people be trying to make shit bigger than what it is, and it don't even be about all of that. But anyway, let me get into what the baby. Let me pull this up. I had it on my little clip, but child, I had to hurry up and jump in here. The baby say social media moves so fast that people want to demolish you before you even have the opportunity to grow. Educate and learn from your mistakes. As a man who has had to make his own way from very difficult circumstances, having people I know publicly working against me, knowing that what I needed was education, chabu, on these topics and guidance has been challenging. I appreciate the many people who came to me with kindness, who reached out to me privately to offer wisdom, education, and resources. That's what I needed, and it has been, and it was received. I want to apologize to the LGBTQ community for the hurtful and triggering comments I made. Again, I apologize for my misinformed comments about HIV/AIDS, and I know education on this is important. Love to all. God bless the baby. That's real cute. That's real cute. I have absolutely no problem with him employing his publicist to do the publicist job. That's what the publicist should have did. Publicist should have did before he got his dumb ass on the camera and said that stupid ass shit prior to this apology with that half-ass apology that he gave the first time, basically saying I said what he said, I said what I said, then got back on here talking about it was a nigga in a crop top dancing with him or whatever the case may be. That was absolutely besides the point. um the thing is with this though, I really hate that someone like this young, talented, or whatever the case may be, is missing out on a bag and missing out on opportunities just for being in a moment. A lot of times when we don't have any regard for other people, we don't understand the magnitude of what it is that we do. I really don't even feel like the baby meant any harm in it, because he's surrounded about around people who has that same type of mindset and the same type of mentality. I'm gonna shoot off. I'm gonna say what it is that I want to say, and feel like everybody in the audience that's coming to see him is aligned with his same way of thinking, his same type of lifestyle, and all this whole kind of stuff. I really don't feel like, because I couldn't figure out what he did it for, I'm gonna go on the limb and just say I really do feel like he was just caught up in the moment. He was super high, crunk, or whatever the case may be, and he just said some dumbass shit and cost him a couple of bags. Now that Meg the Stallion stuff he pulled, that was planned out to me with Tory Lanez coming out or whatever the case may be. And I don't even know why in the fuck the baby is dealing with Tory Lanez little her ass. You know what I'm saying? Tory Lanez about the head look like one of the motherfuckers. You know how like when you on the cartoons and the bomb blow up used to blow up on the bird, and it be the bald spot right here, and then the hair do this shit right here. Listen, it looked like a motherfucker just sat on his head. I don't know what the fuck going on with Tory Lane's head, but he need that shit Safari came up with. You know what I'm talking about? This man head looks a goddamn fool. He ain't really got too much going on, and people pretty much was done with Tory Lanez. And the baby don't need Tory Lanez. The baby is way bigger than Tory Lanez. Now, whatever their business endeavors were that made it a thing where they ended up still clearing that song and doing that song together, that's neither here nor there. I have absolutely no intel on that. I don't know anything that happened with that, and I ain't finna sit here and act like I know. But I do feel like it was probably something that was going on. They had to still go forward with it because of like contractual agreements or whatever the case may be. But I do really do feel like um the baby and Tory Lane like milked the hell out of the situation, like trying to be funny on some petty shit. It seemed like this old stupid ass bromance that is brewing. Like they got cool and they was in the studio or talking on the phone, and this nigga was able to tell his side, and he sided with the guy because he's able to relate to another man more than a woman, and he was like, yeah, this bitch she foul, whatever the case may be. You know how men do. So I'm like, okay, that could have been a thing. But again, like I said, that's neither here nor there. At the same time, he didn't have to do all of that. And he did it. And like I said, I don't feel like he did it with like any pre um I gotta turn these notifications off. I gotta hurry up. I'm stumbling stuff because I really gotta hurry up. We got some shit to do. I don't think he did it with like any it wasn't premeditated or anything like that. It was just like he just shot off. If you look at what was said when it was said, nobody knows like why he said it. So I definitely don't feel like it was anything that was premeditated. But it's unfortunate that he did that. I feel like the baby might have to rebrand. The reason why I say he's going to have to rebrand to bounce back from this, because I think this was the straw that broke the camel's back. The baby been out here wilding and doing a whole bunch of things and felt like he was just completely invincible. Um, I'm not going to say that this is a good thing for the simple fact he did he did actually offend a whole lot of people, but I will say I think at this time, because he's so young or whatever, he's not that much younger, but he's a young guy. He still has time to grow and develop and bounce back from this. So it's good that he wasn't like way up there and fail like this. So he has time to kind of like lay low for a minute, worry about the shit that matters. Like hell, he got a baby on the way allegedly by the Danny Lay girl. I guess that red bone shit didn't work out for her. I heard, bitch, she would have been better off being, what is the man, what Kanye said, I got a light skinned friend look like Michael Jackson got a dark skinned friend, like bitch. That bitch say she a red bone. He like a red bone or whatever. Bitch, he done left you broke, busted, and disgusted. He said adios on your motherfucking ass. Oh, bitch, I don't know what you is, but you look racially ambiguous or whatever. So I guess it's adios. God damn it. Y'all can't cancel me because, bitch, I ain't even got 100 subscribers yet. So I can't be canceled for hell. I can get on this motherfucker to say what the hell I want to say. Because you can't whoop me. You know what I'm saying? Anyway, but she sitting up here, she looking racially ambiguous than a motherfucker. You know what I'm talking about? Talking about she the light skin, he like them red bone or whatever the case may be. And that motherfucker said, you They won't. I don't know what y'all gonna do. He probably started claiming a baby now, whatever the case may be. They probably run up there to their goddamn unemployment office. You hear me? Take all our goddamn tax dollars. Cause the baby, he got 4 shows that got canceled back to back. That man, he think he Drake on it. He going back to back. All his shows canceled. Goddamn. I sure hate him for him. But Carm ain't pretty, honey. Calm ain't pretty, but yeah, he probably need to focus on these children that he making out here. And while he's sitting on the stage talking about people with AIDS and all this old kinds of stuff or whatever, he's sticking his dick in anybody that would got a hole out here making babies or whatever the case may be. But that's neither here nor there. I wish he recovered from this. I really do wish he recovered from this, because I will say this. We make mistakes. We're not perfect. We're gonna talk about it. We're gonna laugh about it. We're gonna do our little views and all that kind of stuff or whatever the case may be. But at the end of the day, I want that man to be great. I want him to use this, and I want other people to see this as an opportunity to just have more respect for your brother, man. Just have more respect for other people. That's all. Um, Everybody want to be able to live and coexist in peace. Nobody wants to be a target. Um, Nobody want to be the butt of anybody's jokes or anything like that. These people are not bothering you this damn much. So I hope he used this opportunity to really do what he said in his apology, is educate himself. um he ain't stupid. Like the part with the HIV and AIDS, ain't nobody catching no goddamn HIV and AIDS and dying in 3 weeks and all that old stupid shit. So he commits me with that, talking about he need to be educated on that. Because now you sound stupider than you sound at the Rolling Loud saying the stupid shit, talking about now you need to be educated on the stupid shit, because I know you know better. So don't even play in my face like that. I'm not gonna let you play in my face like that. But I want this to be an educational thing as far as just getting a better understanding. That's the same thing what I said on the video that I posted. Goddamn it, if I said something wrong, shit, let me know. Let me know, because I don't understand. I've been saying this for goddamn 3 weeks now. I don't understand certain things, so I might get certain things wrong. That's true, and I might be one of those people. You know how like some people be like, um I like this, so I agree with this. I have a friend like this, so I like this person or whatever, and they still be ignorant in the things that they say or whatever. That could possibly be me or anybody else, because you don't know the language, you don't know what these people are thinking or whatever. So you could come out your mouth and say the wrong thing. I had some girl, she talking about, I guess it was a fat joke or something like that, but she was like, you talking about trans and you look like, bitch, I know it look like I done took a bath, but she talking about you look like you when you shower you can't get in between your legs. And girl, please, these niggas be eating this wolf pussy down to the gristle. Do you hear me? So I don't even know what the fuck you talking about in the comments, little mama. But she was like, you look like you can't shower good and you jealous of women because trans women because they got a penis or whatever the case, all this stupid ass shit. And I'm like, girl, you ain't even watched the goddamn video. I just, okay, because you can't whoop me anyway. Okay, because you didn't even watch the video of you saying all that, because ain't nobody jealous. I ain't jealous of nobody. I don't give a fuck about what somebody got going on or who they are, whatever the case may be. But I just feel like because these people are saying that they are trans women, then they're occupying the space as cisgender women. So we need to get some reckoning going on around here. We need to get some understanding. We need to figure out what the fuck going on and how we gonna share this space and how we gonna get to a point where not only am I'm not and other people like me are not saying things to offend, that you're not saying things to offend as well. Because you can't say something that offend me and I say that I'm offended by it and you brush it off and try to make me understand it and justify it with, well, you don't understand this lifestyle. Well, shit, I feel like you don't understand this lifestyle either because I don't walk in these shoes that you're trying to walk in. So my whole thing is like just have these round table talks and to just get a better understanding. That's the type of time I'm on. I ain't never came on this motherfucker act like I know it all or whatever, especially when it comes to that. But I'm gonna say what I need to say, and if somebody want to correct me, like I said, do it respectfully. That's all I'm saying. Just do it respectfully. There's a whole bunch of people that I've had issues with, or whatever the case may be, and I said something to them. I said it respectfully, and they were able to clear things up to give me a better understanding and everything. And it's been times where I felt like I was offended and somebody did me wrong in the situation. And I felt like I was the victim. And after having a conversation, I realized, hell, I was the one in the wrong in the situation. It's okay to have conversations. It's okay to have these dialogues. That's what it's for. That's what it's for. All this shit that we doing right here, right now, this is for us to get better as people. This shouldn't be for us to be sitting up like stewing in our bullshit and making excuses for our bullshit and feeling like just because we got a platform like the baby did, well, I got a fan base and I got a platform where I'm just gonna get on this bitch and just say what I said. I said. Like what the fuck? It ain't, what's the purpose? It's meaningless then. But you want to be able to grow. You want to be able to advance. You want to give people the space in order to grow. So it ain't nothing wrong with that. So the people that had something to say, baby, I am not even the least bit worried. I'm going to address it because we having this conversation. But child, it's comic relief for me because you clearly don't even know what you're talking about, and you only listen to something to be able to respond and be angry or lash out and and be behind your keyboard in a safe space saying dumbass shit. But anyway, y'all tell me how y'all think about the baby apologizing. A lot of people said that they feel like he shouldn't have. I feel like he should have. I appreciate his apology. I don't think it's gonna go over well right now. It's not going to just blow over. I think he do need to rebrand. And I think that he'll come back. His talent is very much needed in this industry. I feel like he's a very talented brother. He remind me of I like how animated he is and how he kind of have fun with his music. I definitely can appreciate that. I'm of an age where I don't idolize any of these people. Hell, these people better be glad that at this age that I even like their music or whatever the case may be. But I can definitely appreciate a lot of the new sounds, the new talent that is out right now. So I hope he really do look at this situation as not a thing that is silencing him or emasculating him or taking away his freedom of speech, but for him to understand that he can't just come out and say things that's hurtful to other people and think that there's no consequence, because if somebody did it to him, if you had some white people that was around and they was screaming out, racial slurs or whatever the case may be, people will be up in arms. So we want to keep that same energy and just be respectful of others. So y'all jump in the comments and let me know what y'all think about this. Thank y'all so much for tuning in with me. I am about to tune out. This has been another episode of Death of the Asia. You can't whoop me. And make sure that if you're following, no, if you're looking on Facebook, make sure you are following the page and you have like the page. If you're looking on YouTube, make sure you have subscribed to the page. I'm gonna get this shit together in a minute. If you're following on, looking on YouTube, make sure that you have subscribed to the page and turn on the notification bell so you won't miss these impromptu videos. Thank y'all so much for tuning in to another episode of Death of the Asia. You can't whoop me. Thank y'all for tuning in. I'm tuning out. Y'all have a good one.